Claremorris Community Radio on 94.6 FM.
A volunteer is somebody who gives their time without any return of payment. It would be seen as quite an altruistic thing to do, where they wouldn't get anything in return apart from doing something positive in their own community.
My name is Tracy Gohan. I present a poetry show on Claremorris Community Radio called Westwards, and it all started about 2 years ago, when I heard that the station were looking for volunteers, and I came in to meet yourself, Gordon, Community Development Officer, and we agreed that I would come up with a 30-minute show about my interests, which of course are poetry and music. So with your help and the help of everyone else at the station, I quickly learned how to use the recording equipment, and I now present an hour-long poetic and musical adventure accessible to anyone who wants to listen.
People can volunteer in lots of different ways. There are lots of different roles that they can get involved in. There are things that are out there that people might not even know are a volunteer position. So for instance, in Claremorris Community Radio, you'd have a role where you think, well, all I can do is get involved in the radio programme, and that might not be something you want to do. But then there may be an administration role, or there may be another fundraising role that you could get involved in with that organisation. But there are all sorts of roles, and it depends really what your interests are. So if you want to get involved with a disability group perhaps, and you want to become a befriender, there would be roles like that. Or if you wanted to get involved in a local hospital project where you'd be an information giver for somebody that's turning up at the local hospital and doesn't know which ward to go to, there would be roles like that. And then there'd be very practical roles, maybe in a youth group where maybe you've got skills like an art teacher and you want to be able to share that with young people and get involved with the young people in your community. So it really depends what you're interested in, or what specific skills you have that you can then get matched to a volunteer role.
One of the other reasons I joined the station was because I wanted to learn new skills, and I've learned everything about how to present a show for radio, from the pre-fade PFLs to the CDs, the mic, just all my sound levels and everything, so I can produce and present the show myself.
You're listening to Claremorris Community Radio on 94.6 FM. This is the Heart of Mayo with John O'Malley. Great to have you with us this evening. I would just like to say that being involved with Claremorris Community Radio has been a wonderful opportunity for me. It has opened up new directions in everything that I do. It has been a wonderful opportunity to meet new people, to go in a direction, present my own programme, be involved with the community here, of course, in Claremorris. I can reach out to the people, I can present my own programme, my own musical taste, my own musical views, and it says a little bit about me also. Some of the skills that I have learned in the past number of months have been, I've done my own programme editing. I had a very good teacher who taught me how to prepare and to research the information that is required to produce my own radio programme, and it has been really rewarding and a very good opportunity for me to do so.
Yeah, when Claremorris Community Radio was being started, Roderick approached me and asked me, Roderick Maguire, and I knew nothing about local radio. I didn't even know there was such a thing as local radio. So I decided, wow, that's something different. So I got involved.
Volunteering benefit me? Well, 50 years ago when I got married, I thought I would be sitting in a rocking chair beside a fire knitting socks or saying the rosary to get rid of my arthritis in my knees and my shoulders and all that. But I'm a totally different person today. I feel only 20. I have met loads and loads of friends, and I've met loads and loads of new people, and life is very, very good, and it's very, very exciting, and I look forward every day, the day I come into that front door.
Volunteers benefit community radio by empowering people within the community to develop media skills, and that not only allows them to get the message across about their own community, but also enhances their own skills and their own belief in the subjects that they talk about. So it's about empowering people in the community, and doing that through volunteering means that there's ownership throughout the whole process of community radio.
Volunteering impacts massively on local communities, in that if some organisations didn't have volunteers, they just wouldn't even exist. So there are those true organisations that are ran by volunteers with no paid staff whatsoever, so they just wouldn't exist if volunteers weren't involved.
With a whole range of training that's provided to the station's volunteers, you can see people developing skills, communication skills, technical skills, and also in terms of confidence, the ability to sit in front of a microphone and talk to an audience can be very frightening to start with, but after time people learn to develop the skills and become more confident, and I think that kind of reflects in everyday life, that people may come in here a little bit more timid than normal, and they seem to blossom. And I think it's one of the great things about being involved in community radio, is that you can see people develop their own characters and their own personalities and become more confident when they're talking to other people.
There are lots of ways that you can become a volunteer. Maybe in your local community you know people that you can go and talk to, and you can find out what specific volunteer opportunities there are in your area. But if you don't have those people to go to, you can go to your local volunteer centre. Volunteer centres are affiliated to Volunteer Ireland, and there's 23 of them around the island of Ireland. So you can ring your volunteer centre and make an appointment and meet with somebody in that centre that can let you know about all the different roles that are there. And also they can look at your skills and see if there's a skill match that they can look then for a role for you. It's very easy as well. There's a website, volunteermayo.ie for Mayo, but if you wanted to volunteer in Donegal, you could go to Volunteer Donegal or Volunteer Galway. It's a nice, easy website to remember, and just click on the links for your area and list through the hundreds of volunteer opportunities that are there. At the moment in County Mayo, there are over 200 different volunteer opportunities that you can look into.
In 2011, Claremorris Community Radio volunteers contributed over 6,250 hours of voluntary work to the radio station, serving the Claremorris community. Using the average industrial wage, this work equates to a value of over €107,000 for the year.
Volunteer Ireland stated that 14% of volunteers who signed up last year wanted to volunteer to give something back. 11% of registrants were volunteering to improve skills. 63% of the volunteers who signed up with the organisation last year had never volunteered before.
Recognising that community radio is an ideal means of fostering freedom of expression and information, the development of culture, the freedom to form and confront opinions, and active participation in local life, noting that different cultures and traditions lead to diversity of forms of community radio.